Okay, we are live and in full effect. We're going to have a great time today. So we have our wonderful host here, as always, Mr. Jason Bates. Jason, how's it going today, brother?
It's going phenomenal. I don't know how else to be. It's just a beautiful day to be in real estate.
It really is, truly, truly. And we have Japhe and we have Matthew Starr in the building. Fellas, what's good? How are we doing?
Staying busy,
Very
man.
good.
Great to be here.
Beautiful,
Excellent. Just
beautiful.
loving it.
So glad you guys are here. And for those that are in the chat, okay, please take advantage of both of Japhe and Matthew's Instagram. The Instagram's on display. We want you to harass them like crazy all throughout the week. That's what they're here for. They want this, okay? So let's go hard. Let's try to bring in. Okay, so Maximilian is still having some problems. We'll try to bring him in the meantime. But if you all in the chat want to know where Pace is, head over to whereispace.com. That is whereispace.com. And on there, you will see where Pace is every single day. In fact, today, if you want to know where Pace is in the office. So we're all here early. We got our shirts buttoned up to the top because the boss is here. So we're fronting right now. You know what I mean? He does pay the bills. So, guys, you have a wonderful time. Jason, I'll be in the back. You guys have a good one.
Awesome, thank you. It was fun. I got to see Pace this weekend at Clever Summit, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice, love that.
That's awesome.
So I appreciate you guys coming on. Just a little quick jaunt about me. My name is Jason Bates. I am a sub 2 and a Gator student. I'm also a top tier certified TC. I am the CEO and co-founder of Venture Vibes Fund, and it's such a cool name because we like to raise funds for RV parks, vacation properties, boutique hotels, stuff like that.
Nice.
And then I'm also co-owner of Finish Line TC Services, but we are not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about these two rock stars. So, Japhe, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you were doing before you joined real estate or before you got into real estate and joined Sub 2.
Yeah, I was so I've been teaching chemistry for a number of years now, but that's been a part-time job. And just before I got into real estate, I was working all through COVID. Basically, I was working in cannabis here in Oregon as the director of product development. I was doing some extractions and making some really cool stuff, but 3 companies in a row that I worked for, they just couldn't keep it together. You know how it is, right? Working for stoners is not great. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you something.
Yeah. So anyway, that didn't work out. And the third strike's that's it. It's over. So I knew I needed to do something else. And even though I avoided it most of my life, I decided that I needed to get into my own business, do something for myself. And you look around, and the only thing that's really going to be stable, that's going to give you true long-term wealth, is going to be real estate. And it's not a get rich quick, but it is a get rich if you work hard enough, right? So I looked around. At first, I found another mentor, and it was interesting. It was more about tiny houses and that kind of thing, and I thought it was really cool. But I had no way to purchase a home because I didn't have money. I didn't have a job that paid enough. So somebody in that group told me, "Hey, check out Pace Morby." So I found Pace Morby, and immediately I was like, "Okay, this guy's really cool. He seems to really know what he's talking about." I got into Sub 2. My wife was very hesitant, but we got into Sub 2, and put the money in there, and I put my nose to the grindstone and worked as hard as I could. And I'll admit I struggled a bit because mindset and just a lot of different things, right? And I eventually found Matt's team, and this team is just absolutely amazing. Everybody on the team has the vibe that you want to be near. Everybody on the team. We have morning meetings where we talk about what we're grateful for, and everybody just gets hyped up. It's absolutely amazing. And so anyway, working on this team, I was able to get my first deal, and that was absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. Let's face it, it's an absolute blast to make money. It's even more fun when you get to make money with your friends.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Matthew, to you, what were you doing before you entered into real estate and joined Sub 2?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the question. So I come from a background where I have a degree in nutrition and dietetics. I was pre-med, personal trainer for 7 years. I used to weigh 300 pounds and lost a bunch of weight. I had a meal prep service, so always an entrepreneur at heart, but always in the fitness space and wellness and things of that nature. And 3.5 years ago or so, my younger brother, who was 18 at the time, got hired as a dispositions manager for a wholesale company out in LA. And within his first 3 months, he was making more money than me. And then I was like, all right, what am I doing wrong here? So to keep a long story short, I had dove pretty much headfirst into real estate, and I hired a number of mentors and spent a lot of my cash, credit, and pretty much everything available to me to dive headfirst. And being naive and also having the wrong intentions had led me to get burnt. And I got into a really bad financial situation being in the wrong rooms. And then with time, I ended up connecting with some really cool people. And those really cool people eventually led me to Sub 2. And at first, it led me to Pace's masterclass with Jerry. And through watching those videos, I got my first seller finance deal in December of 22, I believe, somewhere in that range. But I remember clearly, like the day that I sold that deal, I called my enrollment director and I was like, whatever it is, let's go. And basically from that point on, I've been in Sub 2, and it's changed my mindset in terms of how real estate works and the intentions behind serving both my local communities and other people throughout. In Sub 2, I've been able to help a lot of students get, their first deal done and things of that nature. And at first it was kind of on a one-off basis, just meeting people, networking, and doing all that sort of fun stuff. And then kind of with time, I grew into a closer for the Elephant Challenge, and I worked with Mike and Don, which are like my Sub 2 parents, and they held my hand and babied me through an experience and learning to be an entrepreneur and a true leader. And then a little bit further down the line, I hosted the Sub 2 semesters for low equity, and that was kind of my bread and butter niche, where I found that I can add the most value to homeowners and real estate professionals. A little bit further on, Pace has a challenge called the 18-minute challenge, where it's like, hey, newbies, find a leader, go take action together. And for me, that was a sign from God saying, like, Matt, you've been doing good. Your perspective on real estate has changed a ton. It's time to impact more lives. And from that point on, I started building my team around working with new students and people who have never gotten their first deal that have hustled. And by the grace of God, over the last 6 months, our team has been able to help 8 people get their first deal. And Japhe was one of those people. And funny enough, Japhe actually became more than just his first deal, but a leader in our team. And now he helps other people who are just getting into our community get to their first opportunities.
Yeah, I love that you lead with impact and abundance, and it's just going to, paying yourself back tenfold. That's huge.
Absolutely.
Love that. Maximilian, thank you for joining us. We had just gotten started, so we really haven't missed much. What I asked the other two gentlemen is, what were you doing before you entered into real estate, before you joined Sub 2?
Yeah, and sorry about the delay, everybody. I was trying to get my fancy cameras and the fancy mics working, and every time the fancy equipment always causes more issues than not. A pleasure to be here. I am a Gator. I am not in the Sub 2 program, although a lot of people do know me in Sub 2 because I'm a big creative guy. In Gator, I mostly just lend EMD for now. I have a bit of a unique situation where I own a dispositions brokerage here in Dallas, Fort Worth. So we do mostly cash. I know that word's a bad word. Not allowed to say it on here. Sorry about that. But we do mostly cash. We sell a wholesale deal about every single day. We have about 20 licensed agents. We're a top 10 brokerage. And what I wanted to do as a Gator was provide more value. Take a step out of Pace's playbook and said, hey, how can I give my clients, how can I give my customers, how can I give my wholesalers, my lenders, my buyers more value every single day? So I was like, hey, I'm going to start to lend my wholesalers EMD. So anytime a wholesaler brings us a deal to sell to one of our investors, I just lend them EMD. And I've grown that business pretty well over the past, I think I've been a Gator for less than 4 months now. I just closed my 20th Gator deal lending EMD, and it's been absolutely awesome. I have a unique perspective in the industry where I actually don't charge for my Gator lending. I'm the only one to do that. I lend EMD for absolutely free, but I sell the deals on the other side. So although I've lent probably tens and tens of thousands of dollars of EMD, I've actually made zero from the lending, but the wholesaling has generated us over $200,000 in revenue. So absolutely love to be here, and thank you all so much. And if you have any questions, just please let me know.
Yeah, that's a unique perspective. I like that, because you're probably making more money on the back end than you ever could with EMD deals. So that's powerful. So, Matthew, tell us how you found your deal.
Well, Japhe was a member of our prospecting team early on when he found that deal. I believe he called the lead originally in late March. And he called the agent. His name's Jimmy Dean. Property was in Panama Beach City, Florida. 22 build, gorgeous property. Seller's name was Phil, I believe. 70-year-old guy, fixed income. Long story short, had to leave the Florida property to live closer to his family in Arkansas. House was listed for about 120 days, and Japhe had made that original call in March. And he had a conversation. I don't risk it. Japhe, you may be able to qualify how long the conversation was. Probably 10, 15 minutes. In that range, right?
About 11 minutes, I think.
And from that point, because Japhe was early on in his calling journey, the way that our sales process is set up is he just basically provides that information to me, and then I handle the follow-up. From that point, after a few Zooms with Jimmy and his client and some lenders and attorneys and tons of phone calls, we got to the point where an agreement made sense. We ended up assigning that deal out to a good friend of mine who's a member of the Owners Club with me, and she's bought in tons of deals from our company before. So shout out Melanie if you're watching at any point. But yeah, man, the opportunity was great. It was a low equity listing where the house was purchased on a VA loan, 0 down, built in 2022, but financing was incredible on it. It's a cash producing asset. She's currently holding it as a long-term rental.
Yeah, I love it. Being able, I equate it to being able to jump in a DeLorean and go back in time and get all the benefits that loan has to offer.
Literally. Oh my word, man.
So, Japhe, tell me a little bit how you connected with the, with the seller, because it sounds like you had a powerful 11-minute call.
Yeah, it was one of my, that was right in the early part of me learning how to make these calls, and I know I struggled through the whole thing, but I got across the information that I needed to get across. We used the Open Dispo CRM, and so we had everything organized for us, and all I had to do is make the call and try and remember what to say, and write down as much information as I possibly could, try and give Matt as much information as I could get out of the guy. He was really nice. And I had no issues with him. It was actually one of the most pleasant calls I had during that time. Good guy to talk to. So I couldn't have been more lucky. I mean, I made a good amount of money from 11 minutes. It was absolutely ridiculous. But
well, yeah, I mean, if you put it that way, 11 minutes of work and you make money, that's that's everybody's dream. Right? And plus, I'm guaranteed you learned a ton, right? You said you're comfortable and yeah.
And since then, my growth has been, and that's one of the things one of the best things about Sub 2 and our team in particular is the personal growth. As a person over the last year, I have become pretty much a different person. I mean, I still have all the same faults I had before, but I'm more cognizant of them, and I'm better because of them.
Amen.
We have a lot of focus on our team. With Chris Voss and the techniques that he uses, tactical empathy. And I'll tell you, that is some powerful stuff, really, really good for understanding people around you and just knowing, what they're saying and how they're feeling. So
1% a day, that's all we can do, right? 1% improvement a day.
That's it.
Maximilian, why don't you tell us a little bit about your deal?
Absolutely. So the deal that I wanted to share was actually my first Gator deal. So as I mentioned earlier, I've done now 20 EMD deals. And the first one I ever did was right when I was joining Gator. It all happened at the same time. And I was like, if I'm going to be lending EMD, might as well join Gator. And the whole thing just started to create a business in itself. But the first one I did was a new wholesaler. This was her first ever deal. She struggled to wholesale for over 6 months, and I could not be happier that I helped her get her first deal. She brought me a South Dallas framer. If any of you know Texas, you know what those are. They're your little 2-1s or 3-1s. They're about 1,000 square feet, and they are a piece of they are not nice. So our rule of thumb in that area is to get those under 100,000. If we can get them under 100,000, I can usually sell them around 100,000. So she brought it to me. It was an on-market deal, and it was listed on 150. I said, no way. I said, my MAO is around the 90. Give it to me there. Maybe I can sell it. Well, she negotiated 40% off of list, and she got a contract for 90. She assigned it to me at 93. I lent her $1,000 of EMD because she did not have the money. If I wouldn't have been able to lend her the EMD, the deal would have died. So thank you, Pace, and thank you, Gator. Then I flipped around. My team sold it for 99,000. Wasn't a huge win, but hey, we made 6, she made 3. We split it up between my acquisition agent, my disposition agent, my TC, and the whole team, and everybody won. But more importantly than anything, I helped the wholesaler get their first deal, and that's honestly the most powerful thing in the entire world. Because after that, she's also brought me 4 more deals. So now she's on number 5.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's the cool, right? You put her on a trajectory that she probably wouldn't have been able to hit had you not been there for her. So that's powerful.
Absolutely. She's been able to quit her 9 to 5 and do wholesaling full time just because of Gator, right? So without Gator, she would not be here and I would not be here.
I love that. Hey, Derek, I saw you pop in for a sec. Did you need something?
Yes, I did. I wanted to get Maximilian's IG set up here real quick so he can get harassed like the other gentleman.
Well, I would tell you the power of having your IG on here, guys, is people will reach out to you and you can help them grow and they'll just pay you back tenfold. Trust me, I've met some great people on Instagram.
Amazing people. So, Max, do you have an IG, Max? And if you do,
yes, I do. So it's just real Maximilian Dier, and Facebook is the same. YouTube is pretty much the same. Everything's the same. Maximilian
Dier, one word, got you. And Maximilian, tell me how that looks on your screen.
I think it's real REAL, then Maximilian Dier. But you spelled it right, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Sorry, I just got back from South Dallas trying to kick a squatter out of a house. She came out screaming at me. It was fun. So a little shaken up.
That makes what we do exciting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of hit on something I wanted to kind of pull the string on. So I like to ask people, how is the community involved with this deal? So it sounded like you had a TC. Definitely Gator was involved. Anybody from Sub 2 help you out with this deal?
Are you talking about mine specifically?
Yeah.
No, on mine, it was honestly where I found the wholesaler was the public Facebook group. Okay. So just want to shout out that group to everybody. What an amazing resource. I've networked with so many people, and actually a lot of the deals I get just come through that group, and a lot of the wholesalers I find actually just come through that group organically. So absolutely leverage the network that Pace has built us.
Yeah, 100%. And they're all interrelated. I mean, you said you use a top tier TC, can't go wrong there. I mean, Molly and Tennant and Ashley Mason have an amazing program there. Matthew and Japhe, what about you guys? Who else do you guys use in the community?
Well, our TC, his name is Mike Baker. Shout out to him. He's also a top tier TC, amazing guy. Has been amazing to work with. His communications top tier. Our buyer, she's a Sub 2 student and also an Owners Club member. The majority of our team is Sub 2 and newer students, but we also have people who are just in the Gator program, some that connected with me through the Facebook group, the free creative group. So everything is Sub 2, man. I think that this community has educated myself, and I think through me, everybody on our team, that it truly is who, not how. There's only so many hats you can wear before it starts getting real heavy. You know what I mean? So grateful to have an extended network of amazing people that, even if I don't have the answer for Japhe, it's a matter of me sending a couple messages to really good friends in Sub 2 and getting those answers together.
Yeah, I would tell you the game changer for me was learning how to delegate. It helped me grow exponentially. So that's powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Japhe, what about you? Got anything to add about the community and how it's helped you out?
Well, I mean, it's all about the community. I mean, but I don't have anything specific as far as particular people. Matt was in charge of all that stuff. That my part was to bring the deals to him. But the reason why I'm here is because of the community. Not just Pace in his videos and those free Zooms that go on. Like there's millions of them. You can get lost in all the Zooms that are happening every day. But also, I went to a lot of local meetups here, and so just the people in general, everybody's just great. So
yeah, absolutely. So how would you say Sub 2 has impacted your life then?
Well, it put me on a course that's changed my life in a lot of different ways. Not just so, I'm on the path to financial freedom. That's one thing, right? That's just one part. I've changed my life spiritually. I've changed my life in emotionally. My emotional maturity has grown. My ability to deal with people has changed. And all of it, not because the community did that for me, but they helped me get on that path. Like, when you hang around with people that talk about how bad their life is, you start talking about how bad your life is. And when you start doing that, well, things start getting worse. And the difference in the sub 2 community is that's not really allowed. We're not allowed to talk about that stuff. We're allowed to talk about because here's the thing: you can't be both grateful and depressed at the same time. So if you're sitting there being grateful, you're going to be feeling a lot better, and maybe not immediately, but if you make it a habit, just every day, be grateful. You're going to find yourself growing as a human being, and that's what this world needs right now. Absolutely. And so that's what I got out of the community is, and it wasn't even something that the community actually focuses on doing, but it's what it's done for me. So.
Yeah, it's hard to think about doom and gloom when you're smiling all the time. It's just
impossible.
Your brain isn't wired that way.
We're too blessed, man.
Yeah, and living with gratitude is powerful. You can't echo that enough. And then abundance mindset comes back to you tenfold. Matthew, what about you? How has Sub 2 impacted your life?
Some of the most impactful relationships of my life came from this community. My business partner, Carlos, who we run bytherate.com and the Star Group and all the things that we do, I met through being in Sub 2. And I got to know a person who is somebody I talk to every single day for hours at a time. I've gotten to expand my horizons in terms of learning through other people's experiences. We have people on our team that live in Germany, that live in Australia, that live in other parts of the country that I didn't even know exist. You know what I mean? Like Sub 2 has literally, as Japhe had said, it had literally changed my entire perspective on reality and more so the business of real estate, especially, and look, Max, I love cash, right? But cash is a business where generally speaking, I'm taking a bite out of your apple to make it make sense. And of course, from a numbers perspective, that's just the reality of the business. But with creative deal structure, I can walk away and actually in my heart know that everyone is leaving the table with a true smile and everyone is getting more than what they originally looked for. A lot of the times, when a listing goes on the market and they plan to sell conventionally, they get really touchy-feeling about getting a creative offer. And yet the more we can establish a relationship and build understanding and truly empathize with the other side, we get to a point where we're in a collaborative environment. And Sub 2 is the one community of all the real estate mentorships I've been in that has nurtured my mindset to allow me to think value forward.
I love that because I literally have a phone full of numbers in here that I could call up anybody and before I finish my sentence, they say, how can I help?
That's right. That's right.
You don't get that in too many places.
No,
absolutely.
Yeah. Maximilian, how's Gator impacted your life? I know you started talking about it a little bit, but take a deeper dive into that for us.
Absolutely. So again, fairly new to Gator, but although I'm not officially in Sub 2 program, I'm very close with everybody within Sub 2. I'm pretty active on the outskirts of the community, and I can just not praise the community enough. It has made me excited every day to wake up and do real estate. Everybody in here, and I seriously mean everybody in here is such a great person with such a great attitude. One thing that this entire community has shown me, I'm blessed. Ever since I was little, I've always had the ability to make money for myself. I'm pretty good at making money, but one thing I was never good at was making other people money. And when I joined Sub 2, I realized that I have a bigger purpose to not just, I can probably get by and be fine, but can I actually help other people get started? Can I employ other people? I've been a solopreneur my whole life, but after joining Sub 2, I was like, let's see if I can take this one step further. So since then, now I have a lot of employees. Since then, I've helped 10 wholesalers get their first deal. I'm helping them build businesses. I'm trying to get back and build within the community. And I think that's something that the community has shown me is it's bigger than yourself. And we're put on this earth for a reason. And I think we can all probably at some point take care of ourselves, but can we take care of others and can we help others? And that's something that Sub 2 has really helped enlighten and grow within me. And then same thing with Gator. We're all one and the same. So it's been an awesome experience, and I look forward to the journey, from here on out.
Yeah, making money and finding your purpose is a powerful combo. it makes your drive unstoppable, pretty much. So Maximilian, what's up next for you? What's on deck?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said, what's up next for you? What do you have on deck?
So what is up next for me? So yes, although our brokerage only wholesales cash, I mean, don't get me wrong, creative deals I will take down myself. The model I live by is wholesale cash, take that cash and invest it creatively. I'm trying to build my own portfolio of creative deals, and I do agree, creative is better every single way. But unfortunately, we still have these investors out there who want their cash deals.
True.
I'll bring it to them. I'll just keep the creative deals for myself. So anyways, we're still trying to grow our brokerage. We're opening up our second office here in Fort Worth within the next 6 months. I'm hiring about one person a week. I'm going to try to ramp it up to 2 people a week. The goal is to just keep growing steadily. And my personal goal is to just slowly grow my portfolio and continue to help wholesalers and new people into real estate get their footing and get their first deal. Just waking up excited every single day to sort of live in the footsteps of Pace and just keep giving back.
Yeah, you're so excited. I'm surprised you even go to sleep.
Yeah, after the squatter incident, I don't know. I could use a nap. So that was fun.
There you go. I love it. Japhe, what's up next for you, my friend?
Well, I'm working towards growing myself as a person and as a in this industry. I want to work towards becoming a closer and closing some deals myself. Getting in there, learning every aspect of the business from front to back. But I think long term, I really want to get a lot of want to have a bunch of buy and holds. I'd really like to own a bunch of tiny homes. I still like the ideas, and get into that. So that's kind of where I'm working towards right now. But I'm focused right now. I'm in the grind, and I've got to keep my nose down and just make this happen until I can get to a point where I can take a breath and go, oh, okay, now let's take another look and see where we're headed.
The roses.
Yeah, as long as you take a moment to take a victory lap every now and then, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So, Matthew, what about you, my friend? What's up next for you?
Oh man, well, if you and I had this conversation, Jason, give it 8 months ago, my vision was very different. But being in the Owners Club program and being around some of the highest level students within all of our communities with Pace has forced me to think so much bigger. And me and my business partner, Carlos, we're dedicated to not just doing deals, but to add a ton of value to the community the same way that it's been brought to us. So over the next 3 months, we intend to help another 12 people get their first creative finance deal. And over those next 3 months, we'll be rolling out our platform, bytherate.com. As everyone knows, the biggest challenge in real estate right now is affordability. It's really, really hard to qualify for a loan. And so a big thing that Japhe and I and everybody on our team is working on is being able to help families who are in that cycle of paying rent and paying down somebody else's mortgage get into their first property and get into equity. So an exit strategy that we've been building a ton is the homestead exit through bytherate.com. And the other side of the coin is that we're working on a fractional ownership investment opportunity where our company will come in and take the syndication model of commercial real estate and bring it to single family, where families who may not have the time, the money, the expertise, the resources, whatever the excuse may be to invest in real estate themselves, will be the general partner and stabilize the asset and help them invest in real estate with us. So our goal is to make home ownership available to everybody. I feel as though in my heart, the middle class is slowly being eliminated, and we're going into a society where there's landlords and renters. And my intention and our team's intention is to serve that greater purpose.
So you guys heard it here first. You know who to reach out to if you need to get your first deal or you're trying to get into a home. Matthew's got you.
We're here for you guys.
So Matthew, what would you say to somebody who was on the fence about joining this amazing community?
Without hesitation, whoever is watching this right now or in the future, the greatest decision that I've made in my entire existence has been joining Sub2. And it sounds like a hyperbole and immense exaggeration, and yet I've been in other real estate groups. I've had personal one-on-one mentors, and the experience that I've had in Sub2 is so far understated. As much as the four of us here talk about how great Sub2 is, until you're in the community, you really don't know the vibe, man, because there are people who will hold you by the hand and pull you up to levels that you did not think were even accessible for you. So Sub2 is absolutely a non-negotiable if real estate is something you see yourself doing long-term.
Yeah, I really do love the energy. And, and there were people that will hold your hand and kick your butt, meaning that you've got to make some effort and they're going to hold you accountable. And I love that.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Jay, what about you? What would you say to somebody who's on the fence?
Well, I would say, I was on the fence at first, and I talked with them for a few weeks, and I teetered and tottered because I didn't really have the money, and I was like, yeah, I had a credit card I could use, but is that really a good idea? And I wasn't really sure because you can tell me all the benefits you want, and it's still I got to pay it, and for me it was a decent amount of money, but the thing is that it has paid off in more than just money, right? It pays off in changing your life to a better way of life. But if you're not willing to put in the work, don't spend the money because it's not worth it. If you don't want to actually work it, if you don't want to actually do what they tell you to do, then you know what? Go find something else because there's no point in wasting your money for something that you're not going to actually get benefit out. That's just me. But I think that if you are a kind of person like me, you're going to come in there and you're going to like, okay, I spent this money, I got to make it worth it. Then this is the best place to be.
Yeah, you said it best. And my business partner and I, when we decided to do this back in November 22, and this is how we approach everything: is how fast do we get a return on investment, and what are the steps to do that? And so we joined November 22, closing our first creative deal in February 23. And that was a seller finance principal only, $550 a month for a property in Florida that we rent for $24.50. So that's what I'm saying. And so if you don't have intentions that says I'm going to monetize this and get my return on investment, then you're just playing a guessing game at that point.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah.
Maximilian, what about you? What would you say to somebody who's on the fence about joining this community?
Yeah, don't do it unless you're willing to put in the work, and more so than that, you're willing to think outside the box. We've gotten to the point, especially with Gator, there's over 10,000 Gators now in just a short amount of time, and everybody still thinks that they can just lend EMD and make a fortune. No, You have people like me who are lending EMD for free. How are you going to compete against me, right? What we're trying to do, honestly, the game it's getting competitive now, so you have to get in there. And just like how sub 2, when I go to pitch a sub 2 offer on an MLS deal, that realtor has already gotten 5, 10, 20 sub 2 offers.
Yeah.
It's competitive now. So not only do you have to put in the work, you also need to think outside the box and really see how you can be different, how you can be adding value. Now you got to bring those sub 2 deals off market. Now you should be focusing on gap or double close or different types of strategies. So yes, absolutely join the community, but I just don't want to encourage people who will just, sign up and then just sit there and think the money's going to start to come to them. You really need to still put in the work, but the beauty is that you have a community there to support you. So if you are ready and you are willing to commit and you are also going to try to think strategically on how you can really grow your business. Again, this is building a business.
Yep.
You got to be an entrepreneur and you got to be willing to build a business. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to lose a lot in the short term to build a business and achieve financial freedom. If you are willing to do that, join today. If you're not willing to do that, well, then keep watching more videos and keep suffering from analysis paralysis and keep wishing that you had a different life.
I mean, those are both choices, right? Those are both choices. You just have
exactly.
to decide which choice you want. And you guys, all three of you guys have made a great point, is find a niche. You guys all found a niche and you've all been successful in that niche.
Exactly.
That's the key, right? I mean, the stuff Pace teaches you is great and you can follow it to the letter, but the successful people are the ones that take that and modify it so that it works for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I love that. So Maximilian, how can people connect with you? Because after this, I just see you guys are gonna blow up.
Well, I really appreciate that. So one thing about me is I am on mostly YouTube is my platform of choice. Just Maximilian Dier. I make a lot of creative finance videos, honestly, just in the spirit of Pace. Just like today, I made a video of how Pace, underwrites a creative finance deal, and I break down deals under 5% interest, deals under 10% entry fee, deals that have a 12% cash on cash return. I make simple rules. I really try to find Pace's video and break that down. Sometimes Pace is just such an expert, and he's speaking at such high terms that sometimes information gets lost through the cracks. So I just try to be there, sweep them up, and make some great content. So YouTube, absolutely, or Facebook, just hit me up, and I'll help you out with wholesaling or investing, cash or creative, whatever you guys need. Maximilian Dier or real Maximilian Dier.
Love that. Japhe, what about you, my friend? What's the best way to connect with you?
Probably the best way to connect with me would be Facebook, but maybe Instagram as well. And I'm not huge into the social media. I know I should be a lot more than I am, but it's just not what I do, but I'm trying.
Well, you're a future wholesaler. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, that's true. I know. And I'm working on that, but Facebook, I'm always reachable through Facebook, and probably Instagram is just as easy. I'm here to talk to you about what's going on. I'm more of I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher, and I've learned a lot of things, and I know I've come to learn a lot of people and get together with a lot of people. So if you need any help, especially with mindset and what if you're on the edge and you think about joining this community, give me a ring. I'd love to talk to you about it. So.
I love that, because I can tell you from my experience that I became a much better student when I became a teacher.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Matthew, my friend, what about you? What's the best way to connect with you and that you're changing lives?
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. So best way to reach out to me is this Instagram, House Honcho, spelled exactly as it is, man. If you guys have any questions, concerns, feelings, questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to help you get to your first deal, whether it be, cash or creative like Max. He's definitely going to be your cash guy. Let me be your creative guy. But no, in all seriousness, if you feel like the investing path is something you need to take hands of your financial future, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation. We're on the cusp of rolling out our website, bytherate.com, where we intend to serve a lot of families and get them into both primary housing and investment housing. Our YouTube channel is Path to Own. So whether it's your path to own your first rental, path to own your first home, or you want to own your future, reach out to us and we'd be happy to hold your hand and walk that path with you. All of us need friends like this, and Sub 2 is the place to be, man.
I love that. I love hosting this because I always leave so pumped and so motivated. It's like my weekly drug. I absolutely love it. And then I get to talk to Derek, and that's a game changer too. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate all you guys. You guys are powerful. You guys are doing great things, and I look forward to seeing what happens to you all in the future.
God bless you, brother. We appreciate this.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. You guys are all rock stars. And yes, we hope you guys do very, very well with your future endeavors. Oh my God, this has been great. Thank you for blessing us with your time, guys. Yeah, man, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good. I'm like Jason. I'm always motivated when these kind of end, because I take notes and I'm like, yep, I'm going to do what that guy said. So thank you so much, gentlemen.
Much love, brother. Much love.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you being here. It's I'm very grateful that you guys gave us the opportunity to be here and talk with you all. It's fantastic.
Awesome. And Derek, I gotta shout you out, bro. We got to see you on stage putting on so much game for the people in Owners Club, dude. And like me and my business partner Carlos still talk about your presentation. You're an amazing leader for our community. We're really
thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Nice. Were you at the Owners Club? Yeah. Okay, cool. Are you gonna be in Boston?
Oh, no doubt, man. I'm so excited, and I'm ready to fly today if I could.
Right? Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have a great one in Boston too, boss, man. It's gonna be great to see you there, man.
I'm excited. No doubt.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So hey, let's call this a wrap, and stay by your Instagrams.
Cool.
Everybody take care. Be good.
Enjoy. Bye.